Let's go. Nope, I don't need it. And the black shadow. What's going on there? What's going on? There's a meeting. Everybody's here. There you go. Find about my call with such haste. Are you sure I should not have something you want me with? I see most news for the order of the twin out. Presumably that the souls may have called forth their revered guardian, the primal Rama. Well, again with this shit, like, why? Forgive me, antecedent, but the fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony, unlike his more bellicose peers, Garuda and so on. Rama is superior to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to direct and endanger themselves or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, it would surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon. You foresaw this eventuality and did not to prevent it? I told Paladin, I suppose I could have reported things to me earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sills feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Rama once right after the calamity, but that was because of the Guardians came tramping through the forest. Before, and so long as caution or stands, the Sills cannot be blamed for wishing to have a guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. I Maintaining the observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ulta drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. It is like the cells perceive this panic migration as yet another invasion, and quicken their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds once again. It is the affairs of men which have paved the way for a primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Aaron, through your dealings with the cells of Little Solas, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Great Dania. I wonder, by one who has treated with the self so fruitfully, and that past not achieved similar success with their patron deity. If Rama can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope, were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this time we can. Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Rama's presence. The Elder Caesar has requested your personal involvement, Aaron. Pray report to Commander Helix at the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. Steel yourself for the worst, while I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter. Experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow scions will, of course, lend you whatever support you require. Where do I have to go? The gift. No, that's not it. Shit. Wait. Lord of Levin. That's what I'm going. Oh, I just forgot. Of course, that's where I'm going. We were just fucking talking about it. Nice day. Or in the shelter either. Just not out this fact that I can't see anybody. I would do so without the way. That was a speak. She is of the opinion that you are diplomatic rather than martial skills may have better served her cause. I will leave further explanation to our bird maker. Pray make your way to Nalfika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the lotus stand. Okay.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn,
Finally.
on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest.
Ramu.
Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks. Pray make for little solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelve's Wood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Let's go ahead. I definitely don't remember listening to the soundtrack. I'll play my own stuff in the background. I understand you got the tree with the primal. Ascertain the location where the Lord of Levin might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. Told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish the investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns and returns with good news. Wise ones have finished searching and have wisely identified the piece of precise location where the touch one summoned Rama. Lord Ramu said, "A tight enemy is impeccable, my flattery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good man to his fellow Scions? It would be this most pleasure, walking one. Please, please, come with this one. Go. That's the macro I was looking for. Dude, the atmosphere completely changed. Wow. Dude. All you hear is fucking birds. Even though I have my chocobo, I don't really want to use it. It's not that far anyways. Besides, I don't want to hear the chocobo truck. Kinda kills the mood. Oh, are you friendly? They're friendly right there. Friendly tree. They're friendly tree. God, they look scary too. Wise ones have ventured deep within the Sylphlands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for touched ones. Huh. That was a black mage. A full-on witch. Nice gear. Sorcerers. Demon robe. Twin gloves. Jesus Christ. God. Really is Pat? It just pulled him. I think I'm just gonna fly it. That's gonna kill him. Kill the music. Sorry about as far as possible. Damn, I gotta go. That's too close. Oh shit. Yeah, it's not big. So that goes almost past. Or no.
Nora betrays thee, servant of hiding. Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude, yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflict hath brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born?
So much to it.
It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges, that they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
It's true.
Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramuh, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Oh, that was fucking fast. Let's go. Commence. That was hella fast. People must be doing their daily duty. Shit. Hello. Cool. Cool visuals. Is that bad? How bad is that? Is that doing?
have taken thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Assyrians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Cool. I don't enjoy the music. I hate when it comes to this part. Yeah, not that great. Yeah, your turn. There, ask. I don't know. Let me see. Shit, let's go. Go, go, go. Is there something stupid side quest? I really forget that quick. We're gonna see that lady come back on our time. We who knew of her mission have been most anxious to see you return. The elder seed seer, that's who she is. Right you within the elder seed seer. Yes, let's see this bullshit. Shit, I held up my dumbass. My high dumbass went to the wrong place.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell? Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off.
Bye.
On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done.
Indeed.
Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late. And offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
Oh, good. That's good.
Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the waking sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior. Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
"'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated."
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
We literally did that through the Crystal Tower.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
What the hell? I understand all this. That's quite a bit they're saying. I understand it, though.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Slabria, divine seeds wherever going to wicked errors is fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. Oh yeah, very spooky, very evil. That thing, that. Phil has some correspondence she wishes to share with you. The matter of Ramu has the matter of Ramu has, for the present, been put to rest. There is something I will show you, Aaron. It is a letter of thanks, signed by the leaders of the Eorzean lands, acknowledging the silence, tireless service to the realm. A letter of thanks for the leaders. It mentions in particular the names of all the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mughal the 12th, Leviathan, and now Ramu. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I felt that they were meant for you above all others. I, too, must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Aaron, and Eorzea is that much the safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Asians may be Asians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm, upon such time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own, and that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals, too, will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow. And there is no greater gift that we have the courage to strive for. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace. We owe in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has never been long, but I think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the sylphs of Little Solus who wish not a conflict. Of the Alamegans and the Domains who stand with us, determined to halt the dread march of the Empire. And then there is Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Adlac that we might be spared the horror of another ultimate weapon. Gosh, she has a lot to say. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, We must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow scions. Thanks to their many varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. What the? Oh. Alfie not. I take it the trouble isn't old and no longer require your attention. There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the era of simmering violence is largely dissipating. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. And to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. And I have a message for you from Ali. Ahem. You recall the refugee girl? The one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alfinod, am I to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Jokes. Well, get to it, guys. And you have been away from Evans Toll for some time now. I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Are you fucking kidding me? Which reminds me, one of the Domain children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozan was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Oh, this is stupid as hell. You're gonna make me do a bunch of stupid shit now. Oh, screw this, I don't want to talk to you guys. Get the fuck out of here right now. Get the fuck away from you guys. There's someone right there to talk to. Who are these people? Oh, the kids. Oh yeah, we got this is what I have to do with. Let's go. Come on. Let's just go. Come on. Singing. Yes. Okay, okay. Get the fuck out of here now. All over there. Outside. Oh, this is